Hello everyone, it's me, Demetra K, and welcome back to my channel. And so I just want to briefly let you guys know that there is a killer on the loose. Let me repeat that for you. There is a killer on the loose, and you may be an accomplice to murder. So what am I talking about? We all know that we are under a pandemic. A pandemic means that there's a virus or a disease that has swept the world, and we are, for the most part, a lot of us are under a stay-at-home order, which means you cannot leave, or you should not leave, right? Should not leave the house unless it's for essential. So what's an essential? Going to the grocery store, the doctor, or somewhere like that, right? But as we know, and let me just back it up a little bit. So for those of you guys who don't know what the coronavirus is, or the Rona, as a lot of people have called it, the coronavirus is a flu-like disease or a virus that's going around, except for it's 10 times more deadlier than the regular flu, right? And there is no vaccine, no cure for it. The only way to make it go away is if people stay away from each other, because it transmits through the air and by touch. And so people need to stay at least 10 feet away from each other to stop the transmission of the virus. Okay, so reason why I said that you may be an accomplice to murder, because you won't stay at home. You refuse to stay at home. You want to go to the park. You want to go have barbecues. You want to go to people's birthday parties and all this other stuff. Because you know why? I've heard a lot of people say, well, we're in America. We have certain freedoms. Yeah, you have certain freedoms, but you're not free to kill people, because you don't know if you have it. A lot of times this virus a lot of people can be asymptomatic, which means that they don't have any symptoms. So a lot of people are probably walking around with the Rona and don't know that they have it. So you're touching and sneezing and coughing and breathing and all kind of stuff all over other people. And that person who you're around may get it and show symptoms. And so for those of you guys don't know what it's like, and I don't have it, so I can't speak from experience, but from what I understand, thick mucus fills the lungs where you cannot breathe, and people literally suffocate or choke to death because their lungs stop working because it fills up. It's like an ammonia, and it's just like a hell, from what I understand, right? And so I just want to say to you guys that think that you should just be able to do what you want. Listen, it's not easy for nobody, or anybody I should say, because I want to be grammatically correct, right? It's not easy for anybody to stay home and sit still and all of that other stuff. I know you probably don't watch every movie on Netflix, but now's the time to better yourself. Learn something new. Get yourself disciplined. But I want to say, whatever you decide to do, decide not to be an accomplice to murder. Because as I said, there's a killer on the loose, the coronavirus, and every time you go outside when you don't need to, you are potentially helping to spread this very deadly disease. As we also know, there's a lot of people who are not at work. Their jobs are completely gone. A lot of businesses will not come back. We have older people. We have babies, a 6-week-old baby that just died of the coronavirus, right? So nobody is exempt from catching this disease, and you and I should do our part by staying home as much as possible, right? I saw a video of some people in LA were having a birthday party, and the police officers, no matter how you feel about police officers, they're still having to put their life at risk to tell you to take your ass home. And you want to argue up and down with the police officer, wow, we just out here, we just having y'all tripping, we had a birthday. No, you tripping. You're tripping. Because God forbid that's your baby or your mama end up with the coronavirus in the hospital. That, by the way, you won't even be able to go see them because they're not letting people go. And there's mothers who are going to have babies alone because they can't have visitors while they're giving birth, because hospitals are so inundated with people who are suffering and dying with the coronavirus. And as I go, I want to tell you this. Like, my daughter was telling me about a story of a 90-year-old lady who caught the coronavirus, and there's also a shortage of ventilators all over the place, and so people are needing to be on these ventilators to help them breathe. She was offered a ventilator, and she said no. She's lived her life, give it to somebody younger, and she died refusing to take the ventilator. So while you're out there, using your freedoms, just think of that lady. Think of somebody else's mom or dad or somebody who, didn't ask for this disease, but you're running around exercising your freedoms. Just know this. Yeah, you have freedoms, but you don't have the right or the freedom to kill other people, right? And for you pastors, I want to say this to you. Like, I don't go to church and none of that, but I do know the Bible fairly well, I guess. But I want to say this to you guys. You guys are saying you guys want separation of church and state, and we got the Holy Ghost, the oil, and the faith and all this, and we don't believe like the world believes. Well, you know what? How do you know that this coronavirus is not ordained by God? Doesn't it say in that same Bible you read that there was plagues and all kind of stuff back in the biblical days, if you want to call it that? So how do you know? And also, that same Bible, it tells you that God is not the author of confusion, but you guys are confusing the hell out of everybody because you're showing the world, and I say this to everybody, the church is taking a black eye. You guys are giving the church a black eye because you're being disobedient. It also says in the Bible that you are supposed to follow the laws of Caesar. You're not doing that. Caesar is the government. It also tells you to respect your government. You're not doing that. You know why you're not doing that? Because you could very easily, stream the service on the internet. You know why you don't do it? It's because you don't want to miss out on the money. Because you know if people don't come to church, they're not going to tithe. And you know that you need to get those people to come to church so you can look over them and they'll tithe. That's it. That's all. Because if you really cared about your people, you would teach them to be obedient and to be safe. Because while Sister So-and-so is in there passing the bucket, she going to come outside the church and pass the Ronas to somebody else who was doing what they were supposed to be doing. So pastors, you guys need to think twice, because the sooner you get your people in line as the shepherd of the flock, then the sooner this will go away. So think about that. Stop being selfish and stay home. Stay home. You don't need nothing else out there that you ain't already got. Stay home, or the thing that you will go get is the coronavirus. All right? And so for more insightful videos, please subscribe to this channel. Peace.